Spurs guard DeJounte Murray has a chance to break David Robinson's all-time franchise triple-double record starting tonight when the Spurs host the Chicago Bulls. The Spurs are also welcoming back DeMar DeRozan. This is going to be DeMar's first game back in San Antonio since he signed and then got traded in that deal that sent him off to the Chicago Bulls. He got him $82 million over 3 years. The Spurs got Thaddeus Young in the first-round and second-round draft picks. DeMar flourishing in Chicago, though. He was named a starter for the East All-Star team. He has helped the Bulls to move up to number 2 in the Eastern Conference after Chicago missed the playoffs last season for the 4th straight time. Now, while the Spurs are struggling without a superstar, DeJounte is the one making a lot of noise after scoring his 14th triple-double of his career in the 118-110 loss to the Grizzlies on Wednesday night. And you may be surprised that even though DeMar plays on another team, DeJounte has remained in close contact with his former teammate.
Me and DeMar talk every day. We became really tight, and that's my brother, that's my family. We're always around each other, always talking. He called me after games, I call him after games, so ain't nothing changed, just the teams. I'm rooting for him, you know, he's rooting for me, he's rooting for this organization. You know, he's a classy dude, real professional guy, you know, so it'll be great to have him come in town and, you know, go out and compete and try to get a win.
Tip-off tonight against the Bulls, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. And meet the man who is the new head football coach at Holmes High School, Pete Padilla, who comes to Holmes from Harlan, where he was the defensive coordinator for the Hawks under head coach Eddie Salas. In fact, he followed Salas to Harlan from Holmes, where he was the Huskies defensive coordinator from 2013 to 2016. Now he's back on the Huskies campus. So what does Padilla think of returning to Holmes?
Blessed to come back, got a great administration, you know, great staff, and the kids are just great. I mean, I went out, I visited with some other sports along with football, you know, soccer, basketball, and everybody's been so receptive. The faculty is fired up that I'm back, and so that's always good to feel welcomed and to be somewhere you want to be, and I'm proud to be here.
And he's a hometown guy. He went to Burbank, where he graduated from there and played football at Burbank for the Bulldogs. So just kind of moving around San Antonio, but congratulations.
We're keeping the talent here. No one's leaving, okay? We're going to keep them all here.
Keep them all here?
Yes.
It'll work.
Time now, 4:43, 46 degrees outside.
Coming up next, why chicken wings are among those items at the grocery store experiencing a price hike.
Welcome back. Chicken wing prices are soaring due to an increase in demand and supply chain issues. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, if you're hosting a party for the big football games this weekend,
and there's the catch for the touchdown.
Get ready for hikes on the field and at the store. Barbecued, breaded, deep fried, however you like them, chicken wings are now more expensive and often harder to find.
We haven't experienced a chicken wing shortage at Sue Leonard, but we have deliveries planned coming up, and we're hoping we're not going to run into a supply chain problem and get shorted at all.
According to the USDA, the price per pound is up by more than $1 compared to last year. An 8-piece order of wings up nearly $3 on average. And we'll have much more on the great chicken wing inflation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
And it's not just chicken wings. All groceries are costing a little bit more these days.
We know your wallet is feeling it, so 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz has some strategies to trim your grocery bill.
For a lot of families, the weekly grocery shop is eating their lunch.
They've gone up, yes.
What have you noticed in particular?
Meat.
Milk, eggs, dairy stuff.
And it seemed like it's going up not every week, but every day.
Shortages of some ingredients, transportation, and workers are driving many prices up.
And now Kraft Heinz says it's raising prices in March on some things, such as Maxwell Health's coffee will be up 5%, Velveeta cheese up about 6%, and hot dogs up 10%.
It pays to strategize. So how do you save?
Just kind of price comparison, shopping at the stores where you get the best deal for your buck.
Price check, price check, price check.
Buy in bulk and only eat and use what you need.
You can also save money when you get to the checkout register. If you don't want to clip coupons, download your store's app and use digital coupons. Consider using a credit card that offers cash back on groceries. For example, the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express gives you 6% back. Just pay it off every month. And use a cash back app. With this one, Fetch, you scan the receipt and score points that you redeem for gift cards. But some of the tried and true money-saving moves are low-tech. Buy frozen produce. It's nutritious and cheaper. Buy store brands. And shop with a plan and a list to avoid those impulse buys. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with Trans, guys, some of the roads have been hard to see with all the raindrops on the camera. See, barely see the highway because the rain is falling in some places around town.
Definitely be careful out there. But Mike, things are going to be changing this weekend.
Yeah, things are actually starting to change as of right now, as far as... There I am. As far as the front moving on through here, and as expected, a little bit of rain with it. The wind is starting to pick up, and then this is going to be clearing on out. Weekend is going to be absolutely fantastic. Cold mornings, beautiful afternoons. Love this picture. This was from a couple of days ago from Mr. McClellan there, and yeah, just got a beautiful sunset. They're going to be a great looking sunset. Sunrise, kind of doubt that because of the clouds as well as the rain. Still got some raindrops on the camera over there by the airport right now. And notice how the majority of this is well off to the east and continuing to work its way off to the east. We still have a batch of primarily light rain moving through. Now, a good chunk of the central portion of the city, and then a few more of these showers that are moving through northern Atascosa County, southern Bexar County, and these will all continue to work their way off to the east. And we are seeing an end to the rain off there to the west. Wind, I should say, out of the north at about 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. Got some gusts on top of that. So, of course, there is a wind chill. We've got the dampness out there, cool temperatures, a breeze. Yeah, you're going to have to kind of turn up your collar and zip up the zipper all the way this morning just because it is that chill that sneaks down the back of your neck. And as far as the humidity, though, as the wind continues out of the north, we get a surge of drier air moving on in here. And so dew point temperatures are really going to be dropping off, and that's going to help to clear out the clouds as well. And then as the winds subside tonight with the dry air and the clear skies, that allows temperatures to really plummet tomorrow morning. So we're looking at freezing readings here in town, definitely in the hill country by tomorrow morning. And it's going to be staying dry all the way through the weekend. You can see the computer model takes all those clouds out of here as well. So, like I said, a good looking sunset tonight. And then the weekend is just going to be fantastic sunrises as well as sunsets. Now, as first of all, the satellite picture, and yeah, there's the rain that continues to work its way off to the east. Big story around the country is that, boy, it's cold out there, and they've got a couple of systems, all this moisture from the Atlantic Ocean and the low coming in here, cold air, and that's the big old nor'easter, and they're looking at potentially a couple of feet of snow in some places of the northeast. So if you have any travel plans, you know how it's going to delay, and that can be sort of a snowball effect elsewhere. So check ahead with that. So the forecast around here today, we're going to keep some, obviously a few showers around this morning. Then those will continue to come to an end. Skies are going to clear out and break up, and 53 degrees today at noon. Then a high temperature today, up to 58, mostly sunny. It is going to be windy today, so boy, keep your jacket handy. And then tonight, winds subside, clear skies. We get down to 32 degrees, double that in the afternoon. Same thing on Sunday, down in the mid to lower 30s, double that in the afternoon, make it up to close to 70. A couple of showers then Monday, late Sunday into Monday, and I think we clear out a little bit Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe a shower gets squeezed out, but then a big front's moving on through here. So another cold blast of air to start off the month of February and the first weekend of February. So
just in time for the cattle drive.
Yeah,
perfect.
Fiona and I will be out there.
That's exciting.
We're gonna have to have an insulated cowboy hat. It's gonna be cold Saturday morning too.
Just dress, bundle up.
Yeah.
Yep. It is now 4:52 and 46 degrees.
Still ahead, an update on Adele's Las Vegas residency. Plus, a new comedy is debuting on streaming today.
Welcome back, 4:55. A new comedy series hits Apple TV Plus today. And Adele fans are still waiting to hear about her Vegas residency.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
This
is a murder.
What? It's time to go to The After Party. The new comedy series hits Apple TV Plus today, and it stars Tiffany Haddish as a detective who's trying to solve a murder at the after party of a high school reunion. She tells me she loves murder mysteries. It's in her DNA to figure stuff out.
Women, we feel like it might be a problem. And we trying to figure out who is it, what is it, what's going on. We always investigate, especially our men and children's and family members and coworkers. That's me.
We never knew Cosby.
Out Sunday, W. Kamau Bell says we need to talk about Cosby. That's the name of his docuseries, in which he examines the conversation around Bill Cosby, Cosby's legacy, and the sexual assault accusations. Bell tells me it's a conversation that scared him.
If you grew up in Cosby's America, it's a third rail conversation. And if you're black, that's adding another electrified rail. And if you're black and famous, it's another rail. And if you're black, famous, and you work for Bill Cosby, we just keep adding more electrified rails to this conversation.
Episode 1 of We Need to Talk About Cosby debuts on Showtime Sunday. While Adele fans wait for word on whether or not her Las Vegas show will happen, Katy Perry is adding performances in Sin City, 16 more dates for her play residency. And today's the one day of the year where they drop the rivalries and come together to eat birthday cake. NSYNC's Joey Fatone is 45 today, while Backstreet Boy Nick Carter is 42. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys into their 40s.
Oh, my.
Wow.
I loved both. I can't pick. I'm sorry. I had both of their posters in my room.
Both of them?
Yes.
Was there controversy between the two? Or they're like...
No, it was only love. Lots of love.
Ooh, 457, 45. It's down to 45 degrees now. Lost a degree.
Still ahead on GMSA, details on President Biden's warning to Ukraine that Russia could soon take military action against Ukraine.
And a secret button on iPhones is going viral on TikTok. Details coming up in Tech Bites.
And a look outside with TransGuide. Slippery roads out there. Stephen has everything you need to know about the roads coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The Kremlin says it's received the U.S.'s written response to its demands over Ukraine. Micah Jachi reporting from Washington. Coming up, the Kremlin's initial response to that message.
And outside with live cam, there's some rain in the area. How long will it last this morning? Mike Osterhage will let us know in just a second. And good morning. It is Friday, January 28th. I always like to emphasize Friday.
Friday, TGIF. Thanks for being with us this morning. A lot's happening on the roads this morning. And the weather could be changing and is changing, as Mike said.
As we speak.
Right. First of all, as far as on the roads, there is some dampness out there. There is some rain, and it is starting to, well, we're kind of seeing the back end of it, if you will, but it's still going to be, kind of wet for the rest of the morning commute. 46 degrees right now, and the wind is out of the north, so the front has moved on through here. Temperatures are going to struggle to get up into the upper 50s later on today because we've got this cooler air kind of coming on in here, but we will have more sunshine, so that's going to be nice. As a matter of fact, we'll start to see some sunshine late this morning, and then plenty of it later on today, but still very windy. The aquifer yesterday dropped down 0.2 of a foot, and the allergens, the only thing showing up yesterday was mold. Is mountain cedar season finally over? We will know later on today, probably with the breezy conditions and also some windy conditions throughout the rest of today. All right, here's what radar looks like. And as you can see, the majority of the rain is in the eastern half of our area. Still got a few showers that are sliding through. There were some being picked up over there by the airport, now over on the northeast side of town, and little breaks here and there. But again, we are finally seeing the back end of this rain, and that will continue to move on out. The other story is, of course, the wind. 15, 20 miles per hour. Got some wind gusts, 25 there at Stinson, 28 right now at New Braunfels. So we do have a wind chill to deal with. Feels like 34 right now in Kerrville, 41 out there at the airport. And like I said, it is going to be breezy throughout the rest of today. So we're going to have temperatures, cloudy skies this morning, and then we get the front that has moved on through the area, and that's going to clear us out for the weekend. The weekend looks absolutely fantastic. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Steve Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Wet roads causing problems yet?
No problems just yet, but I did spot some droplets on my windshield coming into work. And also, as you can see right behind me, we do have some slick roads on these TransGuide cameras. Right now, 281 at Hildebrand. Looks a little dry there, though, off 1604. But other areas like this, US 90 and Nogalitos, we're definitely seeing some shiny roads out there. So make sure that you're taking it easy out there. Taking it slow is the best way to go this morning. Right now, I-10 at Vince Jackson, not a whole lot of traffic out there. That's going to impact the early morning drive, but nonetheless, take it easy out there. See some droplets there on the TransGuide camera there off 35 north at Loop 410. Let's go ahead and bring you to the map because thankfully we've been off to a decent start, but as I was just talking right now, I noticed a crash came up here off I-10, possibly heading out towards Seguin near 1604. We'll find out what's going on there and see how that could impact the morning commute, but right now, if you are traveling into San Antonio, no big delays just yet. We're seeing a slight slowdown from Bulverde in those southbound lanes in 281 with 28 minutes to downtown San Antonio. But other than that, 25 minutes on I-10 East coming in from Bernie. If you're coming in from New Braunfels on 35 southbound, just 26 minutes at this hour. Let's take one last look here at TransGuide where we can see that things are moving nice and easily at this hour. So nothing big just yet, but we're going to continue to watch these roads closely. I believe we are going to switch lanes after a decision has also been made for the battle for Broadway. Now, members of the Texas Transportation Commission, that is, which oversees TxDOT, voted to block the city of San Antonio's plans to redevelop Lower Broadway Avenue and keep that highway under TxDOT's jurisdictions. Now, if you recall, voters originally approved city plans in a 2017 bond election. That would have narrowed traffic lanes for protected bike lanes and a bigger sidewalk. But TxDOT argued that would have caused congestion. Now, that area stretches 2.2 miles of State Loop 368 between Burr Road and I-35, which overlaps Broadway Avenue. Now, although the city's current plans have yielded, TxDOT Commission Chairman J. Bruce Bugg Jr. says the work doesn't have to come to a complete stop. He says they envision working with the city of San Antonio. Mayor Ron Nierenberg says although he is disappointed in the decision, he hopes the state is serious about working together to finish that project. David, Tiffany.
Thanks, Stephen. Let's turn now to the pandemic here at home. Hospitalizations have declined since our last report. There are now 1,289 patients. 263 are in the ICU and 123 are on ventilators. Metro Health also confirms 7 more people have died from COVID in our community. Metro Health also holding a pop-up clinic today for those who need to get their COVID vaccines, booster shots, or flu shots. It'll be at the Frank Garrett Multi-Service Center. It's on Northwest 18th Street. It'll start at 9 o'clock this morning and go till 2 this afternoon. All 3 vaccines will be available for eligible children and adults. Kids 5 years or older can receive the Pfizer vaccine, and children 12 and older can receive the Pfizer booster. For the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, you must be 18 years or older.
This morning, President Biden is speaking to Ukraine's president, reaffirming the readiness of the United States along with its allies if Russia invades.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin responding to the United States' written response regarding demands over Ukraine. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with more.
Russia releasing videos showing military drills. Its Navy conducting light fire exercises in the Baltic Sea and near the eastern Ukrainian border. Russian ground forces with tanks and heavy artillery. In a possible sign of final preparations for an invasion, the Wall Street Journal reports that Russia has sent medical units to the front lines. The U.S. also sending military aid, including anti-tank missiles and ammunition to the region.
All of this activity is what leads to our concern over Russian intentions here, which, again, as always, remain opaque.
Amid the Russian buildup, the White House releasing this photo of President Biden during his call with Ukraine's President Zelensky. Biden telling Zelensky the United States and its allies will respond decisively if Russia further invades. The White House says Biden also told Zelensky that there is a distinct possibility Russia could invade in February.
History will not be kind to President Putin if he invades.
The U.S.'s written response to Moscow's demands is now in the hands of Vladimir Putin. Biden still rejecting his demand that Ukraine be blocked from joining NATO. The Kremlin says Putin's response will be swift, labeling the military activity as just exercises. But a senior U.S. diplomat making it clear that they are waiting on Putin, still eager for diplomacy.
There's only one decider in Moscow, and that is President Putin. We hope he will see here a real opportunity for a legacy of security and arms control rather than a legacy of war.
The U.S. announced that the UN Security Council will hold an open meeting Monday on what the Biden administration calls Russia's threatening behavior. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, today is the day for the Cowboy Breakfast. It's the unofficial kickoff of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, and it's starting this morning.
It's looking a little different, but for a second year in a row, it won't be for a public event due to COVID. Take a look. This year's event, organizers are cooking and serving breakfast for San Antonio's first responders during a private event. This year's Cowboy Breakfast is expected to serve about 6,500 tacos to employees of the San Antonio Police and Fire Departments.
Each precinct is going to be able to drive by St. Philip's College's new culinary building and pick up tacos and pastries. COVID-19 also disrupted last year's plans, with organizers pivoting to instead deliver tacos to several nonprofit organizations, including Roy Moss Youth Alternatives and Family Violence Prevention Services. Before COVID, Cowboy Breakfast was held in the parking lot of the Cowboys Dance Hall, attended by about 30,000 people and hundreds of volunteers who served up free breakfast.
And it looks so good. And right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know about the upcoming rodeo, including which entertainers are performing, where to get tickets, and information about other rodeo events. Just head to KSAT.com and click on the rodeo section under the entertainment tab.
So they are keeping the tradition alive, the 44th annual Cowboy Breakfast. Once again, not open to the public, but we are taking care of our first responders, police and fire, and they deserve it. So congratulations to them, and keeping that tradition alive.
Yeah.
Got to.
You
and
have to.
It's cloudy, it's wet, it's rainy, it's cold.
It's perfect
so
weather for this breakfast.
Like a Cowboy Breakfast.
Exactly. Time now, 5:09, 45 degrees outside.
Still ahead, and a report is showing just how much money consumers reportedly lost thanks to fraud on social media back in 2021.
And next, important information you need to know if you plan to vote in the upcoming March primaries.
And back outside with live cam, you can see the glistening of the moisture off the highway. Coming with those lights. Stephen Cavazos is going to let us know what's going on with the traffic. Right now, it looks pretty good. Just keep it that way. You have until January 31st to register to vote for the March primaries.
That's when voters will nominate their party's candidate for several races, including governor. If you're voting by mail, you have until February 18th to apply for a mail-in ballot. Just make sure you send the application to the right place. Some people sent theirs to the county clerk's office. Leaders there say the office got more than 90 applications. All the applications are supposed to go to the Bexar County Elections Office on South Friel Street. If you have questions, call 210-335-VOTE.
And there is new leadership at the Our Lady of the Lake University. It's welcoming its first Hispanic male university president. Abel Chavez is a former businessman and engineer and has a leadership role at Western Colorado University. He takes over in July after current university president Diane Melby retires. Chavez will be the 10th president for the university.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 5:14, 45 degrees.
Up next, we'll tell you about the secret button on iPhones that's a big hit after going viral on TikTok.
What is an overpass? Come on. Question, is that an S or a 5?
I think it's a 5.
I thought so. Frustration loading.
Nobody wants more robot tests, but we could all use more ways to save.
Star latte for Rob Ott or Rob Ott.
Error human.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Morningstar Farms. Made from plants. Tastes like chicken.
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Morningstar Farms, America's favorites made from plants.
Join Planet Fitness today for zero enrollment. Zero, like a bagel. It's only $10 a month, cancel anytime.
Enjoy tons of equipment for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
Feel Spectacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 2nd.
In today's Tech Bite, soaring social media scams. The Federal Trade Commission says 95,000 people fell victim to social media scams last year for $1 million of $770 million lost. The agency's new report says more than a third of those losses were bogus cryptocurrency investments. Wyze is discontinuing its original home security camera. The company says it will no longer sell, improve, or maintain the Wyze Cam V1 as of February 1st because the camera cannot support the latest security update. Millions of iPhone users are now hip to a so-called secret button thanks to a TikTok video that's gone viral. Users can tap the Apple logo on the back of their iPhones and it will perform any function programmed in the settings menu. Some are calling this feature life-changing. Now, if you have an Android, I'll get back to you. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
518, 45 degrees, and we are talking about some, and I guess I jinxed it.
You did. Everything was good, clear, and then you're like,
bam, right then and there.
Steven, what are we seeing out there?
Moments right before we went to commercial break as well. Unfortunately, we do have a few issues out on the roadway this early in the morning. 410 at McCullough. Let's take a closer look from this TransGuide camera, see how things are looking out there. Very quiet from what we're looking at there on the expressway there at 410, but off on the what looks like the access road, we do have some flashing lights. Now, it's still very early on to where we're not spotting a delay just yet, but keep in mind, very early means that there's not a lot of traffic out there, and that can quickly change as the morning does go on, as I always say. Let's start here with the map because, as you see, we do have another crash up towards 1604 at I-10 heading out towards Seguin. But we're first going to start there with what we showed you on TransGuide. That crash has been detected right there in those eastbound lanes at McCullough Avenue. And as I mentioned, we're not seeing a slowdown just yet, but we're going to watch that closely. Jump over here to I-10 eastbound at loop 1604. That's where we have another crash that's been reported. I'm not spotting any slowdowns just yet, but the morning is already off to a somewhat troubling start. Not in any way that anybody wants to begin their weekend, but we're going to watch this situation closely. 410 McCullough. Looks like we have a few more folks out on the roadways. Guys.
And the weather is clearing up for a perfect weekend, Mike.
Yep, it is going to be fantastic this afternoon as well. And we're starting to see the kind of the transition right now. And along with that, with the front moving on through, are a couple of sprinkly showers. First of all, I just love this picture. This was from a couple of days ago. It is gorgeous. We're going to see a beautiful sunset today. This morning, different situation. You can see now we don't have any drops on the camera anymore over here, but obviously the roads are still damp. So it's going to be kind of slow going throughout the rest of the morning commute. A lot of rain down there in southern Bexar County, northern Atascosa County, Wilson, and then most of it off to the east. A couple of straggling showers over there in Medina County. But again, that's kind of the tail end of this rain. So we'll keep it around for maybe the next hour or so here in town, a little bit longer than that. But by the heart of the morning commute, most of the rain should be gone. We'll still have obviously some damp roads, and there's most of it on the light side, maybe a couple of a little bit more than light showers out there. 46 degrees is the actual air temperature, but then you factor in the wind, which has now shifted around out of the north, and it is kind of blustery. We got some gusts up to 25 at Hondo, Stinson, 28 New Braunfels, and wind chill temperatures right now 33 Kerrville, 41 here in town. It feels like 38 degrees in Hondo, and it is going to be fairly blustery throughout the rest of today. As you can see, computer model gets all that out of here fairly quickly. I think we start to see some sunshine by late morning and then plenty of it later on this afternoon. And then once the winds subside and we've got very dry air moving on in here, as a matter of fact, it's going to continue to dry out, and also the clear skies, that's going to set us up for a really cold morning. So by tomorrow, clear skies, and we're going to be down around freezing, close to it on Sunday, maybe not quite touching freezing out there at the airport on Sunday, but it's still obviously in the hill country. Now, the humidity will start to work its way back on in here, and this is Monday. We've got then a chance for some rain. Hopefully we get some decent showers here and there. These rain chances just aren't really materializing into a whole lot, and we see a slight drop in humidity and then big surge coming in here on Wednesday, preceding the next front that's going to be coming on through. And as that front moves through, it looks like it may squeeze out a couple of showers then late Wednesday. Then we get some really cold air coming on in here. So here's what's going on for the weekend. We've got this nice northwesterly flow in the atmosphere. That's very nice. That gives us beautiful weather. Low out there to the west. It's one of those cutoff lows. It's going to start to work its way across the area and give us that chance for some rain into Monday. That'll move on out. And once we get in toward the middle part of the week, here's the return of the humidity. A little bit of a warm up Wednesday. Then this front's going to come through here, and that's going to be Thursday into the weekend. It looks like we got a pretty good chunk of cold air that's going to settle in place then for Thursday into next weekend, first weekend of February. 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies at noon today. High temperature is going to make it up into the upper 50s. Still might want a jacket just because, it's that cool enough and wind out there, but plenty of sunshine. And then clear skies tonight. Cold temperatures, 32 tomorrow. Double that in the afternoon. Same thing on Sunday. Double that morning temperature. Big warm up both days. Rain on Monday. And then we get sort of a break in the action in that next big front. I think any rain associated with that is going to be primarily ahead of the actual surge of cold air and primarily off to the east. But then some pretty cold temperatures for the end of the next week.
We need some rain, though.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
We're like several inches behind, right?
We are behind for about the past 2-3 months because we had a lot in October, but it was like, a 3-day little deluge, and that was it. So, we're behind. And as far as, it's just been this little bits. Like this morning, it's, nice to see rain, but it's almost just nuisance instead of anything significant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mike.
It's just a windshield wiper test.
Right. A good description.
523, 45 degrees.
Up next in your morning spotlight, a huge day for movie award nominations, plus the mighty, mighty Boston's breakups.
It was a big day for movie award nominations and for the fans of a longtime Boston band.
CNN's David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
There's something happening to me. 4 major Hollywood guilds, producers, directors, writers, and editors all announced their feature film nominations on the same day. And just 2 films showed up on all 4 lists, Dune and Licorice Pizza. The Ace Eddie Awards for editing are March 5th, the DGA Awards are March 12th, the PGA Awards March 19th, and the WGA Awards March 20th. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones are hanging it up. A statement on the Boston ska punk band's website reads, "After decades of brotherhood, touring the world, and making great records together, we have decided not to continue on as a band. Above all, we want to express our sincere gratitude to every single one of you who have supported us. We could not have done any of it without you." Go inside the moon in the latest clip from Moonfall. Turns out our age-old satellite isn't quite what we thought it was. We'll find out the truth when Moonfall opens in theaters February 4th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
528, 45 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA, health experts are confident this current COVID-19 surge is winding down, but now there's a new variant catching their attention.
And are you ready for Petco and Lowe's? They're trying to make it easier to take care of your home and your pets at the same time.
And are you ready for some zero-carb beer? We'll tell you about Bud's new adventure for your taste buds coming up.
Making headlines this morning, the nation's top health experts are keeping a close eye on a new COVID variant as the current one starts to wind down.
And taking a live look outside with live cam, 45 degrees. We are keeping a close eye on the road. Stephen has that for you coming up.
And good morning. It is Friday. Oh, it sounds so good. Say that again.
It's Friday.
It's January 28th. Just a couple days left in the month of January.
I'm excited. New month, new adventures, new
Yeah.
things happening.
And today would normally be the big Cowboy breakfast, but this will remind you of the Cowboy breakfast because it feels like Cowboy breakfast day.
Yeah,
it's the weather, Mike.
It's cold, it's windy, and it's kind of damp, which seems like, Cowboy breakfast, that's what the weather is in store. Speaking of windy, just glancing out of the corner of my eye off camera there, one of the TransGuide cameras is really getting a workout because of the breeze out there. This one is not shaking, but as you can see, the road is damp over there, 410 by the airport. A little bit of light rain is still being reported out there by the airport. 46 degrees, dew point's 37. That number is really going to be dropping off, and that's important as far as what's going to happen tomorrow morning. And then we still have that breeze right now out of the north at 10 miles per hour, and then gusts on top of that. As you can see, most of the rain is now working its way off in the eastern half of our area and will continue to kind of come to an end from west to east. Still a few leftover little sprinkly showers here and there. The majority of the rain, though, is just down to the south, right around northern Atascosa County into Wilson County. And you can see maybe a couple of little leftover, showers here and there. But like I said, it will continue to end from west to east. Wind is out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and we've got some gusts. 25 Stinson, 28 New Braunfels, 25 also at Hondo. So, yeah, wind chill down to 33 degrees. Plus, we've got that kind of damp cool out there and the wind on top of that. So it's a bundle up sort of a morning. Mold's on the low side. No mountain cedar is showing up. It's going to be interesting to see what the count is, the updated count later on this morning with those winds out of the north, if they're going to be shaking up those trees. 53 at noon, 58 high temperature. More sunshine today, good looking sunset, and it's going to be kind of windy today. Then the wind's going to ease up. Temperatures will drop off fairly quickly this evening, and then they're really going to be getting cold tomorrow morning, but a beautiful weekend. Make some outdoor plans this weekend. Details coming up in a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Steve Cavazos saw some flashing lights on some of those TransGuide cameras as well.
That's right, Mike. I-10 East at Loop 1604. This was the camera view that Mike was mentioning a few moments ago. Let's take a closer look because we do have the shaky camera there, and traffic, thankfully, is still moving pretty steadily at this time. But we're spotting some flashing lights out there in the distance, and this is definitely causing some issues for drivers that may be heading out towards Seguin in the next few moments. Spotting a slight slowdown. Let's go ahead and take you to the map, exactly pinpointing where it's at, because we know that's in the eastbound lanes. Again, going out towards Seguin, that is, of I-10, right at 1604. That small stretch of yellow there is indicating we do have a slight buildup. Nothing too drastic. Again, very early on in the wee hours of the morning, we don't see a lot of people out there, but that can change as the morning does continue. We're going to jump over here, though. We still have this crash off 410 eastbound at McCullough Avenue. Our Friday morning is not necessarily starting off great, but thankfully, as we take a wider look at our map, it does show we still see a lot of green on the screen, so that's the good news there. But if you're going to be traveling out towards Seguin, that crash, you're going to expect a 30-minute drive time at this hour in those westbound lanes, that is, of I-10 heading out there. So right now, we're going to continue to watch that, as well as Lavernia, 22 minutes on 87, 29 minutes coming in from Floresville to the downtown area. So again, we're going to watch these inbound times closely and see how that's going to change as the morning does go on. But right now, again, we're going to watch this crash as well. Looks like we are starting to see that buildup of traffic there at I-10 East at Loop 1604. David, Tiffany?
Thank you, Stephen. Trouble at home has left a man in the hospital and a woman possibly facing criminal charges. San Antonio police believe she stabbed him. It happened at an apartment north of downtown. Katrina Weber is live in the 200 block of Victor Street, just down the street from the San Antonio Botanical Garden. Good morning, Katrina. Do police know what led to this?
Well, good morning, Tiffany. Right now, all they were able to tell us is that this began with some sort of a domestic dispute. By the time it was over, that man had been stabbed. Police responded to the couple's apartment here in the 200 block of Victor Street around or after 9:30 last night. They apparently found the crime scene there and spent some time going through the home. Officers told us the man was not in any kind of life-threatening situation, that he was stable as he left for the hospital. The woman left in the custody of police. They were not able to tell us at that time whether she will face criminal charges or what those charges might be. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. So is the current COVID-19 surge we're in winding down? Some experts say it could be.
But as CNN's Britt Conway reports, there's a new variant catching their attention now.
Words of hope.
I am more optimistic about the pandemic today than I have been since it was declared a pandemic nearly 2 years ago.
Just hang in there. Things are turning around.
Take a look at this map. Some areas are still seeing new COVID-19 cases, but cases are declining or holding steady in almost half of states over the past 2 weeks. Health experts believe this COVID-19 surge could soon be behind us.
In another few weeks, the Omicron flash flood, not a wave, but a flash flood, will have largely passed.
But now there's a new concern, a spin-off of the Omicron variant called BA2, which is gaining ground in some countries like India and Denmark.
It doesn't appear to be substantially different with regard to transmissibility. But if you look at severity of cases and you look at the data from Denmark, it doesn't appear that the cases that are with the new variant, the sublineage of Omicron, are any more severe.
Pfizer and Moderna are both working on Omicron-specific vaccines, possibly for the fall or even earlier. In the meantime, the race for a universal coronavirus vaccine is on, one that would cover current variants along with future variants and even other types of coronaviruses, ones we don't even know about yet. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Alabama has executed an inmate by lethal injection for a 1996 murder. It happened late last night after a divided U.S. Supreme Court sided with the state and rejected defense claims the man had an intellectual disability that cost him a chance to choose a less torturous execution method. 43-year-old Matthew Reeves was pronounced dead at 9:24 Central Time. Reeves was convicted of killing a driver who gave him a ride in 1996. Evidence showed Reeves went to a party afterward and celebrated the killing.
A record 14.5 million Americans signed up for 2022 medical coverage through the health care marketplace. The increase in enrollment comes after President Biden's American Rescue Plan lowered costs for most marketplace consumers. Nearly 6 million people have new coverage under the administration. Consumers who did not select a plan by the way the deadline was in May, may still have an opportunity to enroll. Certain life changes and situations could qualify you for a special enrollment period. If you'd like some more information, all you have to do is visit healthcare.gov.
Time now, 5:38, 45 degrees outside.
Still coming up, it's taken a while, but now a Bud is finally introducing its first zero-carb beer.
And next, local doctors are talking more about a new link between diabetes and kids who have recovered from COVID.
And outside with live cam, there's some rain in the area. We're waiting for that to move out of the way. Hopefully, we can keep the roads clear and it'll be gone before you know it. We'll find out. Welcome back. It is 5:41. Local doctors are warning parents about the symptoms of pediatric diabetes among kids who have had COVID-19.
Alicia Barrera spoke to a local endocrinologist with University Health and UT Health San Antonio about this alarming increase.
While symptoms of COVID-19 for children under 18 years may be less severe, a report published by the CDC this month warns there could be serious long-term effects.
There was a signal towards an increase of between 30% to as much as 2 times higher risk to develop diabetes after they recover from COVID.
The report used information from 2 health databases, and it looked at the effects of COVID-19 among an estimated 2.5 million children between March 2020 and February 2021.
One of the hypotheses is that the virus, using this protein to enter the cells and causing inflammation in the cells.
Dr. Chavez Velasquez with University Health and UT Health San Antonio says massive inflammation in the body and organs is dangerous for any diabetic.
The body becomes insulin resistant, so the pancreatic beta cells, they have to increase the insulin secretion to meet that increased demand or that increased resistance. They may not be able to mount this excessive response that is needed at the time.
Although information including underlying conditions, weight, and environment aren't included in the report, Dr. Chavez says it helps highlight the need for preventative measures.
The vaccination will have a big impact, not only in limiting the rate of infection, but also in potentially decreasing bad outcomes in patients at high risk.
If your child has been diagnosed with COVID-19, these are the symptoms in relation to diabetes that Dr. Chavez says you should look out for. Those include excessive urination, low energy levels, blurred vision, among others. And the first step is to call your pediatrician. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Time now, 5:43, 45 degrees.
And coming up next, details on a new partnership between Lowe's and Petco can help you improve your home and your pet at the same time.
In your morning consumer headlines, pretty soon you may be able to pick up your dog's food while buying paint or light bulbs. Home improvement retailers Lowe's is teaming up with Petco on a store-in-a-store program. Select Lowe's locations will have mini versions of Petco inside where shoppers can buy things like pet food, beds, and toys. Vaccination clinics, microchipping, and grooming will also be available at certain times. The new concept is coming to Lowe's stores in San Antonio at Alamo Ranch next month. It will then expand to 14 other stores in Texas and the Carolinas.
After 10 years of trying, Bud Light has finally found a way to remove carbs from beer. Anheuser-Busch's first zero-carb beer, Bud Light Next, is hitting stores February 7th. A 12-ounce serving is 80 calories with 4% alcohol by volume. The drink's crisp taste comes from elderberry and chamomile. Is that right? Chamomile?
Yeah. Chamomile. Mm-hmm.
It's got a fruity aroma, that's all. Anheuser-Busch wouldn't explain how it made a beer without carbs, just that it's a very technical process and water is an important raw material.
Very creative, very different. Are you going to try it? A lot of people probably will. It sounds different.
It definitely does, but make sure that you drink responsibly, especially if you have to hit up the roads later this weekend. But right now, at this early in the morning, we're spotting some issues out there. I-10 East at Loop 1604. This camera has been shaking throughout the entire morning as well, but right now we're seeing that traffic is still moving pretty steady through that area because of this crash. This is detected off I-10 East, again, right at Loop 1604, out heading towards Seguin. So if you're traveling through there, let's see if you're going to expect any slowdowns, because right now it's looking like a very minor one there in those eastbound lanes of I-10, again, right at 1604. Not the only issue we've spotted this morning. We're going to take a jump back over here. Good news is this crash off 410 eastbound right at McCullough Avenue has cleared out, so not going to cause any issues for our early bird commuters. But when one crash clears, we got another one popping up here off 35 southbound at US 90, according to TxDOT. We're going to watch this crash closely, pushing out of the morning. I'm not necessarily seeing that it's a bad start to a Friday, but it's not necessarily a great way to start that weekend. We have a few issues out on the roadway, along with some slick roads that drivers are going to want to be careful for as they head out and get their day going. But right now, we're going to watch situations like this, but that camera is really shaking out there. Just remember to take it slow, guys.
Yeah, we got some blustery winds, as is evident.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's going to stay pretty windy all day long. So the other thing we're going to have to watch out for, especially out to the west, is the high fire danger.
Is it catching the camera just right, or is it that windy?
We've got some gusts, 20 miles per hour in some places. So
Stephen, hold on there, bud.
Try not to.
Yeah, stay on that shot too long. It's like, whoa, okay, enough of that. So, all right, this camera's not, well, is this one kind of, no, not fluctuating a little bit, but notice how the roads are still damp over there by the airport, and the rain is continuing to, again, work its way off to the east. We're seeing the end of it out there to the west. Still a couple of showers there over by Lotus, over 1604, and then some down to the south, obviously, in portions of Atascosa County, right around Floresville, continuing to slide off to the east. But again, there's the end of the rain off to the west, and things are starting to taper off. 41 degrees, Bernie Stage, Comfort, and 44 Rio Medina. Then we got the wind, so 10 mile per hour, 15, and then gusts on top of that, 23 at the airport, 25 Stinson, 28 New Braunfels. So this is probably why some of those cameras, if it's, they're perfect angle, hit it just right, why they are shaking. So yeah, wind chill temperatures right now, 30s. 32, as a matter of fact, at Kerrville. 41 here in town, feels like 38 up the road in Bulverde. And you're going to be noticing the wind and wind chills throughout the day, just because even though we'll have sunshine out there, you're getting the shade and those blustery winds out of the north at about 15, 25 miles per hour, gusting from there throughout the rest of the afternoon. Computer models continue to not only have the rain move on out of here, clouds will be clearing on out. We're going to have more sunshine around by noon and then throughout the rest of the day. And then with the clear skies overnight, winds going to settle down, dry air, and we're going to be seeing some pretty cold temperatures tomorrow, down to freezing here in town. So here's satellite picture. Again, everything continues to work its way on out of here. Still got some clouds, but a few breaks actually out there around Lakey. Big story around the country. First of all, upstream from us, there is nothing out there. So this is what's in store for the weekend. beautiful, beautiful weather. There's that huge nor'easter taking shape off there, right around New England states from, well, about D.C. up toward New York, but it's really up in towards, say, Boston and north of there where they're really going to get slammed by that couple feet of snow, perhaps, and some brutally cold temperatures, 8 below International Falls, and then wind chill temperatures. Well, at least there's not too much of a breeze, but yeah, it's going to be really cold up there. So it's going to be cold this weekend in the mornings, warm in the afternoon. Then we get another blast of very cold air by late next week. 53 at noon today. We'll start to see some sunshine again. We'll have still damp roads throughout the morning, but at least the windy conditions, and as the drier air pulls on in here, that will help to dry things out. So just still take it easy, though, as you head off on the morning commute. Afternoon commute is going to be fantastic. A little breezy, though, 58 degrees. And then we are going to be getting into the clear skies tonight, cold temperatures tomorrow, 32 degrees, double that in the afternoon. 35, close to freezing Sunday morning again. Double that in the afternoon. Beautiful, beautiful days. Rain on Monday, a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm or two, breaking the action, and then perhaps another couple of showers Wednesday as the next front moves through, and that's going to be another good blast of cold air and windy conditions on Thursday.
We can't complain, especially with the weather. Severe, wacky weather around the U.S.
True. We could use a lot of rain, though.
Okay.
We're looking at mid-60s, and you're looking at feet of snow.
Yep.
Sorry.
Where do you want to be?
Too bad for them. 5:52, 45 degrees.
A new Pokemon game is out today for the Nintendo Switch. How you can catch them all next.
This is a tale from a long, long time ago.
The latest Pokemon adventure takes place in the game world's past in Pokemon Legends Arceus.
This is a really tremendous reimagination of what Pokemon can mean. It's going to feel fresh. It's going to feel, like there's a lot of newness in the experience, but it's going to make us recall and remember and connect to all of this Pokemon gameplay time that we've had over the years.
In addition to the new setting, the game goes beyond previous Pokemon titles, expanding into more open-world gameplay.
What everybody is kind of making a comparison to is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon Legends Arceus does feel a lot more expansive and a lot more open world, a lot more to explore. That's the thing about all of the Pokemon games, even if they were, top-down overhead sprite-based ideas, they still kind of projected the sense that there was just this massive land to explore and all of this variety for you to engage in. But now, of course, the technology has progressed so far along that the developers and the artists can really craft that for us and really give us that sense like we have to pack a bag when we go play this game.
Catching them all in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
There is a lot more to come this morning on GMSA, including the latest on a search for some new NFL head coaches. The Cowboys keeping their defensive coordinator, and the Texans looking to hire the Rams offensive coordinator. Plus, our local blood supply is still at below average amounts. What you can do to help save a life. And new details in a murder investigation from last weekend, what we've learned this morning, coming up after the break. And as we go to break, there's TransGuide, and there's some problems out on the roads. They just keep popping up here and there. It's a little wet out there, so if you're headed out, slow down and be careful. Stephen Cavazos will get you up to date on what's going on, and Mike Osterhage with the weather coming up. We have new details this morning about a woman found dead over the weekend outside her home just northeast of downtown. What we've learned about the case coming up in just a few minutes.
And a live look outside with live cam, 45 degrees outside, slippery roads. Stephen Cavazos is keeping a close eye on different car accidents happening.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. It is Friday, January 28th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. A lot of
You pointed out earlier this is like the last weekend of January.
Yes,
So
I'm so excited.
kiss this one goodbye. And it's going to be a good one, too, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a prize winner this weekend.
Yeah.
Cold mornings, beautiful afternoons, jacket in the morning. You won't need it. Now, if you are, say, heading out in the evening hours, even tomorrow, because it'll be up in the mid 60s, upper 60s, it'll cool off quickly.
Okay.
So just
So
remember.
layer.
Yes, so layer. Yes, indeed. So this morning, layer with a little bit of maybe an umbrella or a rain jacket. Now, we've still got some damp roads out there. I think they fired up the spotlight off in the distance to celebrate the weekend. We got a couple of drops on the camera lens still. And notice how that camera was shaking because it is kind of windy out there. Here's what radar is showing right now. The majority of the rain continues to work its way off to the east. Got a couple of stragglers left over in behind, one or two of them there around I-10 and on the southwest side around 1604. And that's it as far as what's being picked up on radar. So still a couple of leftover showers this morning, but then we will continue to see the rain come to an end, and then the skies are going to start to clear out later on this morning. 45 degrees now here in town. Kerrville at 38, and then you got the wind to deal with. So wind out of the north at about 10, 15, 20 miles per hour, and the gust to 24 at the airport, 25 Hondo. That's why some of the cameras are going to be shaking this morning. It feels like 31 degrees wind chill out there in Kerrville and 38 here in town. Definitely bundle up. Wind chill 30 in Bernie Stage. Mold is on the low side. That's the only allergen that was showing up on yesterday's count. The updated reading is going to come out later on this morning. See if any mountain cedar shows up again after these windy conditions. This morning, temperatures are going to stay pretty steady at this point. Of course, we have the wind chill to deal with, and winds throughout the rest of today are going to be out of the northeast about 15, 25 and gusting. 53 at noon, more sunshine, plenty of sunshine later on today, up to 58 degrees. And it will get warmer tomorrow afternoon after a really cold start. Looks like another freeze in store for a lot of folks by tomorrow morning. Details on the weekend in just a few minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Rainy roads, wet roads. Oh, he's giving me.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a break on the roads just yet. Mike, we got a lot going on. Let's go ahead and get right to it. These TransGuide cameras picking up several issues here of 281 at Olmos. You can see it looks like we do have a vehicle off in the grassy median. They're very dark right now, but the only light that we're spotting is that flashing light from first responders out there. It has not been a great morning out on the roadways. I was taking a view at our TransGuide cameras. We do have several issues to report right now, and some of the crashes that we told you about earlier, thankfully, have cleared out, but new ones are popping up. Let's go ahead and start here off of 35 southbound at US 90. We saw that before we went to commercial break. We're seeing a slight slowdown in those southbound lanes, and we know that if you're heading toward I-10 West, that's still going to be open for you. But right now, southbound going US 90, perhaps east, is going to be a pretty difficult situation to navigate at this hour. So a situation we're going to continue to monitor throughout the morning, but you can see on the map, we're starting to spot that buildup there. So not looking pretty. Let's go ahead and jump up a little bit further. 281 northbound at Hildebrand Avenue. This is the latest crash that you saw from TransGuide cameras. Now, TxDOT has pinpointed that again in the northbound lanes of Hildebrand, or 281, pardon me, at Hildebrand, but we're not seeing a slowdown just yet. 6 a.m. hours when things really start to change. We start seeing more people out there. Let's take a look out of the map and show you how things have been shaping up this morning, because although we are spotting those issues, thankfully, it's still pretty much a green start to this Friday morning. So no slowdowns just yet, but you got to drive carefully, especially with situations out there like that this morning. Right now, nothing too bad if you're traveling into San Antonio from any of these communities. 37 northbound, 28 minutes at this hour. US 90. Now, this is interesting, 19 minutes in those eastbound lanes, but we're going to watch that time as the crash does still pose an issue for drivers. 17 minutes coming in from 35 and light on those northbound lanes. But again, take it easy out on the roads. We're going to continue to watch these crashes, and we'll see how that impacts that morning drive. David, Tiffany.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, we've learned the name of the woman found dead in a driveway northeast of downtown this past weekend. The medical examiner's office says she was 42-year-old Victoria Stampley. Officers found her body Saturday morning on Post Avenue near Broadway. Police say she had multiple injuries, but at that time, they weren't sure what caused those injuries. Now the medical examiner's office confirmed her death was caused by a gunshot wound. At last check, police had no leads on any suspects and are asking for the public's help in solving this case. And other top stories we were following this morning, Bexar County deputies investigating what appears to be a case of road rage. Around 6:30 yesterday evening, authorities got a call for a crash and a shooting in southwest Bexar County. We're told the incident began near Shepherd Road and led to a crash near Briggs and Kinney Roads. after the two vehicles crashed. BCSO says shots were fired. No one was hit. However, one person was injured in the crash. Deputies are speaking with witnesses to determine what exactly happened.
Investigators in Medina County breaking up a web of drug trafficking. Dozens of people arrested in the case, including some right here in San Antonio. Investigators say the case first came out of Hondo when police noted a series of drug deals back in October of 2020. More law enforcement joined the case before spreading to many surrounding counties and even Mexico.
We constantly battle in Medina County. We constantly battle the meth trade. But this was a different approach to try to take out a meth trade organization rather than individual dealers one at a time.
Investigators seized meth, heroin, guns, and $10,000 in cash.
You only have a few more days to make sure you are registered to vote in the March primary election. That's coming up. Deadline to register to vote is Monday, January 31st. Early voting begins next month, February 14th. Election day is March 1st. Right now on KSAT.com, you can find all your election information, including what's on the ballot for the primary election.
New leadership and a historic moment for Our Lady of the Lake University. It's welcoming its first Hispanic male university president. Abel Chavez is a former businessman and engineer and has a leadership role at Western Colorado University. He takes over in July after current university president Diana Melby retires. Chavez will be the 10th president for Our Lady of the Lake University.
And you are going to be looking live. Are we going to show live?
Yes, we are.
There it is, live.
Oh,
that's
right there.
The Cowboy breakfast. Look, there, the fires are going.
I
love it. It's a little chilly. It's a perfect day. They are holding this Cowboy breakfast today. It is not open for the public, but the organizers wanted to continue the tradition of the Cowboy breakfast. Usually means the unofficial start of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
Exciting. They're cooking and serving breakfast for San Antonio's first responders during a private event. And this year's Cowboy breakfast is expected to serve about 6,500 tacos to employees of the San Antonio Police and Fire Departments.
However, if you want to feel like you're a part of the Cowboy breakfast, grab your coffee, grab your donut, grab your taco, and just go outside in the driveway or in the parking lot of your apartment and just stand there for a few minutes and it'll feel like the Cowboy breakfast.
That's how you do it, right?
Exactly right. That's how it works.
Now, the Cowboy breakfast is the kickoff to the rodeo season. Right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know, including entertainers, where to get the tickets, and information about other rodeo events. Just head to KSAT.com and click on the rodeo section under the entertainment tab. And you might even see David Sears there because you're going to be covering lots of rodeo. I have a feeling.
Yeah, we're going to be out there. We'd be out there at the Cowboy breakfast. It wasn't so cold and wet and rainy, but that's why you go outside, because it's the same old thing. You'll like it. It's 6:08 and 45 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn staying in the Lone Star State. Why that's some good news and some bad news for others.
Plus, our area is still in desperate need of blood donations. How you could save a life. Coming up after the break.
And a look outside with live cam. Slippery roads out there. Stephen Cavasso has the latest coming up. Welcome back. Blood supply is still in high demand in our area as we continue to see below average amounts at hospitals and other medical sites. So later today, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is hosting a blood drive with District 2 Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez at the Claude W. Black Community Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Blood transfusions are essential for surgical operations, treatment for cancer, chronic illness, and traumatic injuries. With a shortage of blood supply, that means not everyone who needs a blood transfusion can get one. Your donation can save a life. If you're interested in donating, head to the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center's website to register.
Metro Health holding a pop-up clinic today for those who need to get your COVID vaccines, booster shots, or flu shots. It'll be at the Frank Garrett Multi-Service Center on Northwest 18th Street. Starts at 9 this morning, goes till 2 this afternoon. All 3 vaccines will be available for eligible children and adults. Kids 5 years or older can receive the Pfizer vaccine. Children 12 years and older can receive the Pfizer booster. For the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, you must be 18 years or older. And if you want to find out about other vaccine clinics and where you can get a COVID test done, take out your phone right now and scan the QR code on your screen. It will take you directly to our website which has a list of all the area testing and vaccine sites so you can find the one that is nearest you.
And outside it's 45 degrees, but it's been very busy out there.
Yeah, the roads haven't been great this Friday morning. David, Tiffany, we're taking a look at 35 at Nogalitos. Let's jump in closer with TransGuide. You can see that we have many first responders that are out there this morning. Traffic is still moving steadily through a few lanes here, but right now this is going to be a big problem, especially at this hour, because that's when we start to see more people out there. But 35 at Nogalitos, again, the shot from TransGuide does show a heavy first responder presence. We're going to try to find out what's going on there, but it's already leading to some slowdowns there in those southbound lanes. Now, right now, TxDOT has that detected near US 90. And again, the southbound lanes of 35 are what's being impacted. That's where we're spotting that slowdown. So try to find an alternative route or maybe just avoid that area altogether, because you may want to pack your patience if you have to travel through that spot. It doesn't look good at this time. Let's go ahead and jump up because we're starting to see more crashes coming in. This one off 281 northbound right at St. Mary's. Saw that in the corner of my eye at TransGuide as well. We'll find out what's going on there. But a little bit further up, we're starting to see a slowdown in those northbound lanes right at Hildebrand because we have a third crash that's been out there this morning. As we push out of the map, we're still seeing lots of green lanes that are open, but we're starting to spot those issues, which could present a problem for drivers if they're not taking it easy. But we may start to see some of that congestion already starting to build in those problem areas. But this is not looking good for drivers there off 35 at Nogalitos. We'll continue to watch it and give you all the updates as the morning does go on. Guys?
Yeah, Mike, we're dealing with that triple combo: wind, rain, and cold.
Yeah, and so it's the damp chill, with all the moisture around here, and the wind chill, and just kind of goes right down the back of your neck. And so you definitely want to bundle up. And it's going to be jacket weather throughout the day, but it is going to be improving throughout the day. Temperatures are going to be maybe fluctuating another couple of notches here and there. A few leftover showers. Most of that, though, is to the east. We're actually starting to see things come to an end off to the west. Then 56 later on with, lots of sunshine out there. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. Love this picture. Oh, that's so pretty out there. Yep, God's beauty. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Make sure you keep sending those pictures in there if you would, folks. All right, couple drops on the lens still over there by the airport. And as you can see, the road is definitely on the damp side. The majority of the rain continues to work its way off to the east. But here's those just couple little stragglers. This is the one that moved in from the west and right now by the airport right there. And then one or two of them down on the south side. A couple of more down in Atascosa County moving across 37. So if you are heading south on 37. But then again, off to the west, it is starting to come to an end. A leftover sprinkly shower right down there around Cotulla. And as far as wind, yeah, that's one of the big stories we were talking about. Out of the north, 10, 15, 20 miles per hour sustained winds, and then the gusts 24 out there at the airport, 25 Hondo, and 23 mile per hour wind gusts Port SA as well as Bulverde. So wind chill temperatures right now, and it's that damp chill that's getting kind of forced down the back of your neck. 38 degrees here in town, 31 Kerrville, feels like 30 Bernie Stage. And as far as the wind, it is going to stay breezy all day long. But also notice how what dew points are going to be doing, the amount of the measure moisture in the atmosphere. We get a big surge of dry air coming on in here throughout the day. So as that moves in this morning, that'll help along with the wind to dry out the roads a little bit, but obviously they're going to stay damp throughout most of the morning commute. And then with the really, really dry air and the wind sort of easing up in the overnight hours, that's what's going to allow temperatures to drop down. We're going to have perfect radiational cooling, which is clear skies, dry air, and very light wind tomorrow. And speaking of dry air, we do have some pretty dry air out northwest of the hill country, and all this is going to continue to move on in here, which is going to help with the very blue skies later on today. So we still have the moisture, but that continues to get on out of here, I think, fairly quickly. I think we start to see more breaks in the clouds even by late morning. 53 degrees at noon, partly cloudy skies. High temperature makes it up to 58. Mostly sunny. It's going to be windy, though. So hang on to your hat. And then winds subside tonight. Gets cold tomorrow morning, down to 32 degrees, 65 then in the afternoon. Close to freezing again Sunday, mid-upper 60s. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. Some rain on Monday, late Sunday night Monday, so a damp start to next week, and very mild temperatures well up into the 70s, but another big front's going to move through here and really cool us down. It's going to be windy Thursday as well as it looks like Friday of next week, and cold temperatures.
I just keep thinking about hairspray and scrunchies every time you say windy. I'm like, I need to remember to keep those handy.
And long johns for next week for the Western Heritage Parade and Cattle Drive. So, because you're going to be riding it, aren't you?
There's going to be lots of surprises, right?
Planning on it? Yeah.
Planning on it today. I don't know about next Saturday, though. Yeah, it is. I don't know.
Thanks, Mike. Time now 6:19, 45 degrees outside.
I'll be there. I got a coat. After last year, got a big coat. Coming up next, DeJounte Murray on his way to becoming a superstar with his triple-double record. Details in your morning sport after the break.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more beginner's yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.
Surprise parties. Aw, you guys. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks. For 3! So I can do more of the things I love. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma? Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, if you're hosting a party for the big football games this weekend,
and there's the catch for the touchdown.
Get ready for hikes on the field and at the store. Barbecued, breaded, deep fried, however you like them, chicken wings are now more expensive and often harder to find.
We haven't experienced a chicken wing shortage at Sue Leonard, but we have deliveries planned coming up, and we're hoping we're not going to run into a supply chain problem and get shorted at all.
According to the USDA, the price per pound is up by more than $1 compared to last year. An 8-piece order of wings up nearly $3 on average. And we'll have much more on the great chicken wing inflation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Spurs guard DeJounte Murray has a chance to break David Robinson's all-time franchise triple-double record starting tonight when the Spurs host the Chicago Bulls. The same night, the Spurs welcome back DeMar DeRozan. This will be DeMar's first game back in San Antonio since his sign and trade deal with the Bulls this offseason. And DeMar is flourishing in Chicago. He was named a starter for the East All-Star team. He has helped the Bulls move up to the number 2 spot in the Eastern Conference and is averaging 26.5 points a game, the most he's been able to do since his days in Toronto. While the Spurs are struggling without a superstar, DeJounte is one in the making after scoring his 14th triple-double of his career and in the 118-110 loss to the Grizzlies on Wednesday night. And you may be surprised that even though DeMar plays on another team now, DeJounte has remained pretty close with his former teammate.
Me and DeMar talk every day. We became really tight, and that's my brother, that's my family. We're always around each other, always talking. He called me after games, I call him after games, so ain't nothing changed, just the teams. I'm rooting for him, you know, he's rooting for me, he's rooting for this organization. You know, he's a classy dude, real professional guy, you know, so it'd be great to have him come in town and, you know, go out and compete and try to get a win.
All right, so here's the matchup. It's tonight, 7:30 is the tip-off time at the AT&T Center.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboy defensive coordinator Dan Quinn has withdrawn his name from consideration for the remaining head coaching vacancies in the NFL. Quinn choosing to stay in Dallas, which is great news for the Cowboys after he turned the Dallas defense around to lead the league in takeaways. Could be some bad news for head coach Mike McCarthy down the line. He looks to be on shaky ground with team owner Jerry Jones. Remember, Jerry was upset that the penalty problem plagued the team throughout the season and it hit an all-time high in the postseason when the Cowboys were flagged 14 times for 89 yards. Now McCarthy's replacement could be on his own staff if the 2022 season gets off to a rough start. But We now know that McCarthy has been told he will be brought back for the next season, at least the start of it. With Dan Quinn's announcement, interest in Kellen Moore has been renewed. In fact, Cowboys offensive coordinator has been asked back for a second interview with the Miami Dolphins. It was reported Wednesday that interest in Moore as a head coach in the NFL was decreasing, especially the way the offense performed in the Cowboys' 23-17 loss to the 49ers. But it's now back up in the upswing. And the Houston Texans have interviewed Los Angeles Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Neal for their vacant head coaching position. That's after David Culley was fired after only one season in Houston. According to reports, the interview took place before the Rams' divisional playoff game in which they eliminated the defending Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And what are your predictions for the Spurs game tonight?
For the Spurs game, I predict that DeMar DeRozan will get a nice warm welcome and he'll have a big night. And I predict that the Spurs will show up.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to win that thing. How do you
Everyone's excited for that.
know?
Time now, 6:26, 45 degrees outside.
There's still much more coming up on GMSA, including an overnight stabbing that sent one man to the hospital. What we know so far, coming up after the break.
And a look outside with TransGuide. We're seeing several accidents, so please pack some patience and drive carefully. Stephen Cavazos has more coming up.
One couple's problems have become the subject of a criminal case. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. Police say that a woman stabbed a man here north of downtown. I'll tell you more about it.
Outside with live cam, the roads are wet. Had some rain this morning. When is it going to get out of here, though?
Good morning. It's Friday, January 28th, and we're saying bye-bye to the rain and hello to the sunshine, right, Mike?
Yes, as the day rolls on, and we still have a little bit of, saw a couple of drops on this camera over there by the airport, so we still have a few leftover showers. Most everything is now continuing to still work its way out to the east, a straggler here and there, but bundle up because it's cold, it is wet, and it is windy, and you can see still that sheen on the road over there by the airport. Temperature stands at 45 degrees. Now, the normal low temperature is right around 42, so we're still on the above normal side, but again, it's that wind out there, as well as the damp conditions with the high humidity, relatively high humidity, and also some of those leftover showers. So again, the majority of it continues to work its way off to the east. Notice how there's still even a couple little straggling sprinkles there in southern Medina County, and the few that were just by the airport have now moved off to the east. So again, the majority of it is continuing to work its way off to the east, but we'll still see one or two of these leftover little light showers there, kind of here and there, but not any big deal, just sort of nuisance rain. 17-mile-per-hour winds out at the airport, 20 Port SA, 17 Hondo, and then wind gusts 23, 24, 26 up there at Bernie Stage, and that's why some of the cameras are shaking, and that's what adds to the wind chill. 38 in town, 31 Bernie Stage, and it feels like 30 right now, Kerrville as well as Lost Maples, and it's going to stay breezy all day long. Mold is on the low side. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, no mountain cedar showing up. Be interesting to see if anything shows up in today's reading. That number is going to come out in maybe about, say, half hour, 45 minutes. Mostly sunny, windy, upper 50s today, and then cold mornings, sunny afternoons, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. Very warm in the afternoon, so you need a jacket in the morning. You don't then later on. Now, next week, we're going to start off with a couple of showers Monday, and then it's going to be on the warm side up through midweek. Then we have another very strong front moving on through here to finish up next week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos, you've had your hands full this morning.
Yeah, the roads have been riddled with problems, Mike. 35 at Nogalitos is one of the problem spots that we've been seeing this morning. Flashing lights out there, steady traffic that is also coming to a slowdown due to a crash. This is not the only issue that we've spotted this morning. Let's go ahead and take you right to our maps and let you know what areas you may want to avoid if you have to travel out in the next few moments. Now, that crash you just saw on TransGuide is there off 35 southbound right near US 90. You can see that traffic has continued to build over the last hour or so. We're starting to see a lot of red and yellow stretching in those southbound lanes of 35. So if you are traveling through there, you may get stuck in some delays. So make sure you're planning accordingly, especially if your travels are happening to start in the next few moments. Not the only problems, as I mentioned, we're going to take a jump up over here to 281 northbound right at St. Mary's, where we're starting to spot another slowdown going into those northbound lanes of 281 due to another crash. And we do have that separate crash over here off Hildebrand, again in the northbound lanes of 281. Overall, as we push out of the map, we have not had a great morning as we are getting ready to drive off into the weekend. It looks like I've spotted another crash right there off of US 90, and it stalls also up toward 35 in New Braunfels. So watch out for that. It's not been a great morning on the roadways, but if you're traveling into San Antonio, we do have some green lining here. That's the good news here. No big slowdowns just yet. 25 minutes so coming in from 87 and Livonia. This is a crash we're going to continue to watch throughout the morning and give you all those updates as the morning does go on, but not looking too great out there, Tiffany.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say angry words have escalated between one couple. They believe a woman stabbed a man at an apartment north of downtown. Katrina Weber is live where it happened on Victor Street, just down the road from the San Antonio Botanical Garden. Katrina, is there any update on the man's condition?
Well, as far as we know, he is stable, no life-threatening injuries. The woman, though, is facing possibly criminal charges. Now, police found both of them at an apartment here in the 200 block of Victor Street after they answered a call just before 10 last night. They believe that this originally began as a domestic disturbance, but then escalated to the violence. It seems police found a crime scene here because they spent some time going through that apartment. They also took the woman into custody, but again, we don't know yet for sure whether she is facing criminal charges or what those charges might be. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. In your morning headlines, a dramatic shootout between police officers and a suspect in Houston in the middle of the street. 3 officers injured. ABC's Rihanna Ali has new details about that gunman.
This morning, the suspect accused of shooting 3 Houston police officers is under arrest. The hours-long standoff finally ending last night after the man had barricaded himself inside a home.
Walked out of the house with his hands up. He had an apparent gunshot wound to the neck.
The chaos first started when officers responded to a disturbance call. Police say the suspect drove away when he spotted the officers, then started shooting. In surveillance video obtained by ABC station KTRK, officers are seen jumping from their vehicles, dodging gunfire, and firing back. The suspect flees again, carjacking another vehicle.
Mercedes! He just carjacked a white Mercedes!
The chase ended at a home where the suspect fired more shots at police while barricading himself inside before surrendering. Court records show he's been convicted of felonies several times since 2008, including for aggravated assault, weapons, a drug charge, and he was wanted in connection with a robbery last month.
I'm damn tired of it. And we need to stand up as a community and do whatever we got to do.
It comes amid a nationwide surge of gun violence against police officers. The Houston area was already mourning Corporal Charles Galloway, who was fatally shot last weekend. And just last night, police in Milwaukee say a man shot a police officer, then stole his patrol car before crashing. That suspect also now under arrest. As for yesterday's shooting in Houston, those 3 officers were shot in their leg, arm, and foot. They were in stable condition last night. Rihanna Ali, ABC News, New York.
Turning to news on the spread of the Omicron variant, take a look at this. The map on your screen is going to be tracking cases and revealing a little bit of good news. Over the past 2 weeks, some areas of the country are still seeing new COVID-19 cases, but cases are declining or holding steady in almost half of states. But with that news comes the reporting of a new spin-off of the Omicron variant called BA2, or stealth variant. That's been gaining ground in countries like India and Denmark.
It doesn't appear to be substantially different with regard to transmissibility. But if you look at severity of cases and you look at the data from Denmark, it doesn't appear that the cases that are with the new variant, the sublineage of Omicron, are any more severe.
Both Pfizer and Moderna are working on Omicron-specific vaccines that could possibly be available for the fall or even earlier as the race for a universal coronavirus vaccine continues.
And Beijing officials say 12 new people have associated with the Olympics have tested positive for COVID. The organizing committee says among those 12 were 2 athletes or 2 team officials. 10 tested positive upon arrival at airport customs. So far, nearly 3,400 personnel have arrived into Beijing ahead of the Winter Olympics. which are set to begin next Friday. Since the beginning of January, a total of 141 cases have been found at the games. China has implemented a zero-tolerance COVID policy.
A new lawsuit is citing negligence on the part of school employees and the parents of the suspected shooter in the deadly attack at a Michigan high school last year. 3 students, their families, and the estate of a 4th student filed the new suit and are also claiming wrongful death and extreme emotional distress. The paperwork states certain staff members at Oxford High School and the parents of Ethan Crumbley were negligent in how they handled Crumbley, and that led to the shooting death of 4 students. Now, Crumbley is being charged as an adult and faces 24 charges related to the school shooting. His parents are also facing charges of involuntary manslaughter. They have all pled not guilty.
Back here at home, the Bexar County Tax Assessor's Office reminding property owners that Monday is the last day to pay your 2021 property tax bill without penalty or interest. Penalty and interest on delinquent bills begin at 7%. The tax office will have extended business hours on Monday at all of its locations, including curbside drop-offs and drive-through options. You can also make payments online at bear.org/tax or by phoning that number on your screen right there. This deadline does not apply to taxpayers on a payment plan, and it's important to note that accounts with an active lawsuit from a prior year will be assessed an additional 15% attorney collection fee on the 2021 taxes if not paid by Monday. For more information, you can call the tax office at 210-335-2251.
It is National School Choice Week, and to celebrate that, a local nonprofit and the San Antonio Food Bank will be hosting a citywide school fair tomorrow for families to learn about the different educational options out there for their children. It's a chance to meet with representatives from schools across the city and learn more about the most beneficial options for your child's education. There will be reps from public, private, and charter schools ranging from pre-K to 12th grade. There will also be fun activities and snacks for the kids. The school fair will be tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the San Antonio Food Bank off of Enrique Barrera Parkway near 151. And time now 6:41, 44 degrees outside.
Outside with live cam, if your alarm is just going off, you're just waking up and you're wondering what in the world's going on. Well, here's the good news. It's Friday. But well, I don't know if it might be bad news, might not be. It's cold, it's windy, and it's wet on Friday. A lot of blankets going right back over the head, going, I'm not getting up today. Forget this. And welcome back. It is 6:44. Today would normally be a huge day here in San Antonio. It would be the gathering of thousands and thousands of your friends for the Cowboy breakfast. Unfortunately, because of COVID, the public is not going to be invited to this year's Cowboy breakfast, but there's some special guests going to be there.
Yep. Event organizers are cooking and serving breakfast for San Antonio's first responders during a private event. This year's Cowboy breakfast is expected to serve about 6,500 tacos to employees of the San Antonio Police and Fire Departments.
And in order to get all that done for all those police officers and firefighters, you got to have some volunteers, and they are thrilled. They're students, and they're thrilled to be out there helping out.
It means a great deal. As you know, we've experienced COVID, and first responders have been at our side through this pandemic. And so we really appreciate their service, not only in that time, but any time when you're in crisis.
They're busy this morning.
Look at them. There they are, cranking out the tacos. Love that. And you know, it feels like Cowboy breakfast.
Yeah, the weather is just like every other year, cold.
Yeah, so I think we talked about earlier, you can just go outside with your coffee and your donut and, before you leave for work, and enjoy a little Cowboy breakfast on your own.
Yeah, and you know, those first responders have definitely had their work cut out for them this morning. It has not been pretty out on the roadways. We're going to get to I-10 at Frio right now. Just moments before we went to commercial break, there were flames coming from a vehicle that you can see has its emergency lights on now. We also have a river of traffic that's just continuing to stretch out there along I-10. So it's not the only issue we spotted, and we're hoping that the drivers that have experienced trouble are okay this morning, but it's definitely not looking okay on the roadways. Let's go ahead and bring you to I-10 West westbound where we have that crash that was detected, a vehicle fire, I should say, where we're seeing that stretch of traffic building. It is not looking good if you have to travel up that way. Justin Horn was telling me that he thinks he may have seen this accident there on the eastbound lanes as he was traveling into work this morning. But the westbound lanes is where that vehicle fire has been reported. You can expect those delays for some time. Let's take a jump up over here because the situation has not improved off 281 northbound at Hildebrand. Taking a jump a little bit further down, a crash off 281 northbound at St. Mary's has traffic slowing down. So that's what we're spotting. Good news is that crash that we showed you earlier off 35 southbound at US 90 has cleared out, but we're still seeing that slowdown that's continuing to be an issue for drivers out there. Not the only issue. I wish we were done here, guys. State Highway 151 westbound at US 90, another crash that's been detected there. Pushing out of the map, you can see we have a very active map here, and it's not a great morning to be out on the roadways. These problem spots that we pointed out, you're going to want to make sure you avoid this morning, especially with morning rush now here. It doesn't look like the situation will be improving anytime soon. Guys.
And that is not a good spot right there to have an accident.
Not at all.
The weather is going to change, though, so that's the good news of all of this.
Yes, but, we obviously, and it was expected to get some rain overnight and this morning, and so that may be contributing to some of those problems on the roads. As you can see over there by the airport, still have that sheen, so we had a couple little sprinkles, even a few drops on the camera lens just about a half an hour ago with the last little straggling little brief shower that moved on through. And this camera has been kind of quivering at times just because of the windy conditions out there. So here's what's going on radar. The more widespread rain continues to work its way off to the east. We still have a few little leftover little sprinkles here and there. This may be some clutter around the radar site, but just perhaps one or two of them. Here's that last little shower that moved on through right by the airport. Got a couple more down here to the west and to the southwest, moving across 35 down around say Frio and Atascosa counties. Even a couple of more further out to the southwest. But again, those are just the stragglers. The rain will continue to come to an end. We're actually going to, I think, see some sunshine by late this morning and then also a lot more later on today. Here's the other big story. Not only is it damp out there, that damp chill, but it's windy. Gusts to almost 25 miles per hour around much of the area. And it's going to stay breezy throughout the day. So we have wind chills. Now feels like 29. At Bernie Stage. Yeah, that's cold. And we are going to be seeing even drier air move on in here. Now the wind is going to be subsiding later on tonight and will clear out. And then with the dry air, that's going to set us up for a really cold morning. Perfect, as we call it, radiational cooling. When you get those three ingredients, that's when you get your coldest temperatures. And that'll be the situation tomorrow. So here's the satellite picture right now, and we actually have a little bit of a break in the clouds out there to the west of us, and further on upstream, as you can see, there's nothing going on. So this is what's in store for the weekend. Nothing around here but sunshine. Can't say that for the northeast. They are putting up with very cold temperatures, as well as that nor'easter that's moving up there, and they're going to be measuring snow with yardsticks up there to the northeast when it's all said and done. There's the huge mass of cold air sitting over the Great Lakes and into Canada. We get this nice northwesterly flow around here, and so that's what's going to provide some beautiful weather. Then we're going to watch that low start to kind of work its way in our direction as we go in toward late Sunday, Monday. That's going to give us a chance for some rain by probably early Monday and hopefully ending by the end of the day. 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies today at noon, and a high temperature is going to make it up to 58. We'll have a lot of sunshine, still going to be windy, so jackets are still going to be a pretty good idea. And then it gets really cold overnight as the wind settles down, clear skies, dry air, freezing tomorrow morning, mid 60s in the afternoon. Very close to freezing on Sunday, upper 60s in the afternoon. Showers Monday, warm to start off next week, and then another big strong front's going to move through here Thursday.
Well, we'll enjoy all this warmth till we get to that.
Okay.
That's next week.
But you're already prepared. I know you were talking about different items already that you're going to bring out.
We probably all have good winter weather clothing after last year.
Don't forget the cattle drive next Saturday.
Yeah, we already know it's going to
be bundled up.
Cold.
What if we can build a campfire there on Houston Street? We're going to need one.
We're going to feel like we're camping out. Yeah. It is 6:51 and 44 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Trouble in a couple's home now have them in very different places. The woman in police custody while the man is in the hospital. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. Police believe that the woman stabbed the man during a domestic dispute here north of downtown. They found the couple late last night in an apartment here in the 200 block of Victor. This is just down the street from the San Antonio Botanical Garden. Police say they believe there was a domestic dispute of some sort that led to the violence. They believe again that the woman stabbed the man during that dispute. Police took the woman into custody, but it's still unclear if she will face any criminal charges or what the charges might be. The man, according to police, was stable as he was taken to a hospital, no life-threatening wounds. Reporting north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Unfortunately, a lot of accidents on the road this morning.
Yeah, Stephen, what are we seeing right now?
I guess it's safe to say it's ugly out there, guys. 281 at St. Mary's is a shot that we've talked about, or a crash we talked about for a little while now, but we're showing you a shot at TransGuide. We are still seeing first responders. Traffic is slowing down in that area. You can see the northbound lanes of 281 is what's impacted. Not the only problem, also I-10 westbound. A vehicle fire is causing major slowdowns for drivers, and also a crash there off State Highway 151 westbound at US 90. It's not been a good morning on the roads. Not sure if weather played a factor in this, but hopefully things will be looking a little bit better as the day does go on, Mike.
Well, we have had some showers this morning, so, you know, that may have played a part, and most of the rain continues to work its way off to the east. Just a couple little straggling showers left over in behind. Windy conditions. We have gusts to 25, 30 mile per hour wind gusts right now. Hondo, so wind chills down in the 20s, mid 30s. Going to stay breezy all day long. 58 for a high temperature today, and then gorgeous weekend, cold mornings, very warm afternoons.
Wacky weather.
Yep.
And thanks for joining us this morning.
We will see you back here for Good Morning San Antonio at 9. In the meantime, GMA is next. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.